Well, guys, it is that time again. It is that time again. July is coming to an end. I can't believe it. Feels like it just started yesterday. But, yeah, we're back to doing another thing. July was a pretty eventful month for me. So, yeah, I bet this is going to be a bit of a fun video. So, anyway, let's get to it. Hello, everyone. Britton here, also known as Smoky Dude, and we're at the end of July. I can't believe it. I know. We're already there. It doesn't feel like August is already upon us, but it is. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. So, yeah, I have some books. I have some movies. I have some other things. Mainly just books, comics, and movies, but you know what I mean. I got some things to talk about today. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the books, comics, and films that I saw during the month of July, and it is going to be a doozy, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get into it. So the first book that I completed during the month of July, I was on a bit of a Star Wars kick during the early months of June and July, so I decided to pick up Star Wars The High Republic Light of the Jedi by Charles Soule. I like Charles Soule. I like some of his comic book work. I read some of his run on Daredevil, which I thought was pretty good. Nice return to form after the run that was Mark Waid. I won't go into that, but you know what I mean. I also really enjoyed his Darth Vader comic that he did a while back. The run that he did on Darth Vader, which I thought is supremely underrated. I mean, those Marvel Star Wars comics are generally pretty high quality. I mean, I haven't read a comic from there that has really let me down. But his Darth Vader comic in particular was really, really good. So I decided to pick up The High Republic because, well, it's a new kind of Star Wars thing, and I'm a Star Wars fan, you know, and I haven't really read one of the Star Wars books in a while. So what did I think of this book? I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a solid book. I won't pretend it's the deepest thing in the world. A lot of it, since is the first book of the new High Republic, not new technically, it's been around for a few years now. Actually just wrapped up not too long ago. But, I just finished this not too long ago, and I thought it was pretty good. And, there's not really too much I can say, but this was actually pretty good. Really feels like classic Star Wars. I really liked the characters in this a lot. A lot of really cool setup. I really like the High Republic setting, because everything that was not working and was inefficient in the Clone Wars and the prequel movies, it's all working here. It's basically, this is the Republic as it should be run. And we see the Jedi and the Republic working together. They're taking on this new group called the Nihil, and they're pretty good villains. I enjoyed them a lot. And it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it a lot. And there is a pretty solid story in here, so it's not just a big setup book. There were certain characters I liked here a lot more than others, but this was good. It's very much in that classic Star Wars vein. I am looking forward to reading more stuff in the High Republic. I don't know when I'm actually going to do that, but if you're a fan of Star Wars, or if you're a fan of just, you know, good old-fashioned space opera stuff, give this book a try. I really enjoyed it. There are some problems I had here and there, mainly with the fact that it is kind of a setup book, and it kind of goes through, and it does kind of end on a bit of a cliffhanger, so, you know, that might annoy some people. But generally, I didn't have a lot of complaints about this book. I thought it was pretty good. I don't have a lot of complaints. I think Charles Soule is pretty good as a prose writer, as well as he is as a comic book writer, and there's even some solid bits of humor in here, too, so, good job, Charles Soule. You've done well. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of the High Republic. There's a lot of really cool stuff that's being played with, and a lot of cool characters that I want to get to know a little more about. So, yeah, Light of the Jedi, good stuff. If you haven't read this, check out Jonathan Cohn's channel, Koan. He talks a lot about the High Republic, where to start, how to get into it. He was really helpful for me while I was reading this. When I was picking this up anyway, I played, the new Jedi, I played Jedi Survivor, which is a fantastic game. Really great sequel to, Jedi Fallen Order, which I think is a very underrated game. It kind of got me in the High Republic mood, and then I watched Jonathan's videos, and he was very helpful. So, Jonathan, if you watch this, I'll tag you. Thank you for pointing this book out to me. I was probably going to check it out sooner or later, but thank you for giving me that extra push to give me a to let me get this book on, check out this book. So, yeah, I'll just put it down for right now. The next book, the final book that I completed in July, because, I was kind of busy with other things, but anyway, it is S.A. Cosby's All the Sinners Bleed. This is the most recent book that I've read from S.A. Cosby. I haven't read King of Ashes yet, which is his newest book. But this was his newest book before King of Ashes. And this is really, really good. Really enjoyed this book a lot more than Light of the Jedi. This was exactly what I needed. And I do think that this might be S.A. Cosby's most accomplished novel to date. It's definitely his most polished novel to date. While I still think that Razorblade Tears is probably my favorite of S.A. Cosby's work, I felt it was a lot more emotionally resonant for me. This one is definitely his most mature work. It's definitely his most, I don't generally like using this word, so forgive the hypocrisy here. His most literary work, if you will. I really liked the pacing in this. The characterization was very good. It's also his most politically salient novel that I've read from him so far. And it's also just a really damn good crime novel. It's a serial killer book, so if you're interested in, like, serial killer thrillers, like, killer thriller, anyway, if you're into that stuff like Red Dragon or True Detective or any of those shows, first season anyway, check out All the Sinners Bleed. It definitely plays with a lot of those same topics as those two things. Not quite as Lovecraftian as True Detective, but definitely in the religious horror parts of True Detective and Red Dragon. I will say there are some parts of this book that might come off as ham-fisted to some people, but I do think that it contributes well to the themes that S.A. Cosby is playing with, such as the legacy of violence and also religious trauma, and trauma in general, and religion, and how people use religion for bad purposes, and also how people use religion for good purposes. But this is a very, very dark, very bleak book, so this is mostly about how religion is used for bad purposes. So, stuff that's really my bread and butter. But if you're a fan of crime novels, or if you're a fan of sociological type stuff, or if you're even just a fan of, like, dark Southern Gothic atmosphere stuff, give this book a try. It's really, really quite something. And I really enjoyed, well, you know what? Enjoy is probably is not the right word. I really appreciated this book. I'll put it this way. And also, S.A. Cosby liked my glowing recommendation of it on Blue Sky, so thank you, Mr. Cosby. I bet you're probably not going to see this, but thank you anyway. You're swell. But yeah, no, I think that All the Sinners Bleed is really good. It is very, very violent, though, so if you're squeamish to that stuff, don't read it. But if you're a fan of stuff like Darkness Take My Hand, which I could definitely see him taking inspiration from this, I know that he really likes that book. And that's probably my favorite Dennis Lehane book, Darkness Take My Hand. So, yeah, if you're a fan of that kind of thing, really going into the dark heart of humanity, give All the Sinners Bleed a shot. It's a really, really good book. And I really enjoyed it a lot. So, yeah, there you go. I'll just put that down. Now on to comics. I actually read a good couple of comics this month. I had a lot of time on my hands. Even though I was busy with stuff, mainly my radio thing that I've been doing for the past couple months, I managed to get a lot done in terms of comics-wise. The first comic that I'll be talking about is Descender by one Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. I finally completed Descender this year. I reread the first 3 volumes, and I completed the rest of it, and what did I think? I'm a little mixed. There are some pacing problems that I have that sometimes I think Jeff Lemire falls into. There are big emotional moments that he sets up, but I find that there isn't enough there that really grabs me, as well as some of his best work, like one I'm going to talk about soon. But this is really solid, though. I did enjoy this book a lot. If you're a fan of AI stories, or if you're just a fan of Jeff Lemire, I highly recommend giving this a shot. This was my year of Lemire read for this month, was Descender, because I wanted to complete it before too long. I am hoping to have a discussion on this with my friends Carlos at StoryTube, my good friend Zachary Shea. Carlos is a bit busy right now with some personal stuff, so that's probably going to take a while to get together. But I did like Descender. I thought Descender was a solid book. It's pretty fast-paced. It's a very intimate story, despite the grand setting that it takes place in. I highly recommend this book if anyone is into like stuff like Mass Effect or Star Wars or like any of those kind of sci-fi space opera type of stories. Or if you're into Pluto, especially Pluto, this book does owe a significant debt to Pluto. I don't know if it's as good as Pluto, but it definitely, the blueprint of Pluto is there, especially in the artwork. Though I have to say the real standout of this series is the impeccable artwork of Dustin Nguyen. I mean, just look at the watercolor of this. It is just absolutely spellbinding to look at. It is just absolutely wonderful. And there's what I mean by the Pluto reference. That has to be a reference to Astro Boy, the kid with the astronaut bull right there. Definitely has to be an Astro Boy reference. If it's not, I would be very shocked. But I do remember reading somewhere that he was inspired by Pluto. So that doesn't really shock me. But yeah, here's some more of the artwork from Dustin Nguyen. I think he's one of the best collaborators that Jeff Lemire's worked with. I really, really like Dustin Nguyen's artwork. Is he as good as Andrea Sorrentino? I don't know. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I definitely do. I do prefer Sorrentino, but I think Dustin Nguyen is just as good. I think he's really quite something. And I also enjoyed some of the solid character moments, and also really like the theme of empathy and like what does it mean to empathize with another being. Now, I will say there are other sci-fi material of the same kind of wheelhouse that have done this better, like Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep or Pluto. But I do think Jeff Lemire does a pretty solid job, and he also does the whole found family thing, which is kind of his big thing. Yeah, I liked Descender. I thought Descender was very good. Looking forward to reading Ascender. I did get Ascender in the mail the other day. I'm hoping to get to that before too long, complete the whole saga of the Descender Ascender series. It does kind of end on a cliffhanger, so just warn you guys, you might have to immediately get Ascender after reading Descender. So, yeah, there you go right there. But this was my Year of Lemire read for the month, and do I regret it? I don't think so. It was pretty good. I enjoyed Descender. So, yeah. So, Descender, solid. Not one of Lemire's best works, I think. I wouldn't say I'm surprised by the people who like this the most, but it definitely, I'm definitely curious why some of my friends really like this one the most out of all of Lemire's work, because I do think he has done better than this, like the one I'm about to bring up. So, gonna get 2 Lemire reads for the price of one, though this is one I've been reading over the past couple months. I did a buddy read of it on my Discord, which you can check out. I'll link it down below. But that is Sweet Tooth. Yeah, I reread Sweet Tooth, and I don't know really what I can say about this book that I haven't already said. This is my favorite Jeff Lemire thing. Yes, even above Essex County, above Descender, above Black Hammer, above most of the things that I've read from Lemire. This one for me is just top tier. I love how it combines this kind of childlike fairy tale kind of children's book sensibility with this very hard-hitting, somewhat gritty dystopia. Not dystopia, that's the wrong term. This very gritty post-apocalyptic drama. I did watch a couple episodes of the show. I do think they kind of lightened it a little bit, but I thought it was fine. I only watched the first episode or two. I would like to watch more of it before I make a concrete judgment on it. But I still love the comic, and I am hoping to do a review of this again. If you remember, I did do a review of it a few years ago, but I'm not very satisfied with it. I don't think I articulated it as well as I could have. So keep your eyes open in the next few weeks. I'm definitely going to be doing a re-review of Sweet Tooth. And I would also like to thank people like Salty Horse and Natalie on the Talking Story Discord, and that's also where I had a Sweet Tooth read along. Thank you guys for joining me on the trip. I didn't get a lot of people, which was kind of unfortunate, but the people who did join, I appreciate you all. I really liked that you guys were willing to hear me out as I picked out details and stuff that I saw on this read along. This is just a really great story. Highly recommended. One of my favorite endings in comics, up there with like Preacher, as like one of my favorite endings of all time. Like I said, I'll save my other thoughts for the review that I hope to record soon. So yeah, I'll just keep it there. But Sweet Tooth, still a masterpiece, and it's one I read and I found a lot of other things to appreciate about it this time around. It's really quite something, and I'm really glad I have this compendium, because getting all those trades back in the day was kind of a pain in the ass. So yeah, Sweet Tooth, it's great. I highly recommend it. If you're interested in comics or post-apocalyptic stories or Jeff Lemire, give Sweet Tooth a shot. You will not regret it. So yeah, put this down. There we go. Next one I read is another compendium, because I just can't be asked to get trades anymore. And that is, this is another one that I started back in 2019. That's crazy. And I finally got to completing it this year, and that is Paper Girls. If you saw in the title, I said my first 5-star that I gave this year is going to be in this video, and that is this book right here. Brian K. Mother Flippin' Vaughan, guys. Like, I just gotta say it. He is incredible. I don't know how he does it. Every single series I have read from him, I'm like, this guy's gonna drop the ball at some point. Red White Last Man starts a bit slow. Great. Saga, great. Paper Girls, great. This is probably the best time travel story that I've read, that I've consumed in a very long time. As I said to a couple of people, this is probably the best time travel story I have read since 12 Monkeys. This is a series that is so insane, so batshit ridiculous, so absolutely beyond the frickin' veil of just what you would expect. It's very much in that Saga vein, where you're just completely thrown off by the bonkers, insane concepts, while also marrying it with this very emotionally grounded story. I mean, just check out some of the art in this by Cliff Chiang. This dude is a frickin' genius. I mean, I have to say it. I love the paneling in this. I really love... My friend Jason actually said, he was talking about Saga when he said this, but I think it applies here. I really love the fluidity of the panels in a lot of Vaughn's stories. He really knows how to keep things moving. And here's some of the art right here. Some really great splash pages from Cliff Chiang. He's really, really good. I really enjoy the artwork. I really like the paneling in this. And for as wild and insane as this book is, though it is meticulously crafted, there is no detail that Vaughan leaves unsaid. Like, that's the most impressive part, because time travel is a very slippery slope for me. I have to really be invested to really get into it. And there are several time travel stories that have done it for me. Either it's something like 12 Monkeys, where you're just in for the ride and having a good time. It's my favorite time travel story anyway. Or it can be like Primer, where the whole frickin' point of the movie is, this is how ridiculous and convoluted time travel would get. Don't do this. This falls into the 12 Monkeys kind of thing, where you're just so into the ride. But the level of thought that Brian K. Vaughan puts into wrapping up every single thread is insane. It is so, so good. And there is no moment that is left unsaid here. And what's particularly impressive is that he actually pulls it off at the end and actually ends it in a way that is very unexpected. I was not expecting this book to end the way that it did. It's actually very melancholy and bittersweet. I won't say what happens, but this book is yet another winner from Brian K. Vaughan. Just let me show you some of the art again real quick. Let me just show some of the paneling here. Like here, where's one of my favorite? This is one of my favorite panels right here of just them Just the body language is insane. The level of detail that Cliff Chiang puts into the characters. I don't know how much of it is Brian K. Vaughan. I don't know how much of it is Cliff Chiang. But just look at the fluidity of that. It looks like a movie. I mean, it is just absolutely incredible. I mean, just unbelievable. Brian K. Vaughan, the dude is the freaking GOAT. He is one of the greatest people writing comics living today. Saga, Wild Ass Man, Paper Girls. Haven't read Ex Machina yet, but I should just stop doubting Brian K. Vaughan at this point. He is just out of this world. Just, oh my God, he's great. Just give Paper Girls a try. It is amazing. If you're a fan of stuff like Stranger Things, give this a shot. It will scratch that itch for you. Though it is a bit more melancholy than Stranger Things. So just giving you a warning there. Great, great, great stuff. And it's also just a really great meditation on aging and coming to terms with mortality. And just, it's kind of like Time in a Bottle by Jim Croce. It's kind of like that. But anyway, moving on to the next comic. These are comics I don't own because I read them digitally. I technically do, but anyway, I read these digitally. But next one I'll be bringing up is Ryan North's Fantastic Four run. This was a series I kind of read. I didn't rush it, but I just kind of picked it up on a whim because the new Fantastic Four movie came out this month. And I wanted to do something I wanted to do something aside from just reading Fantastic Four Life Story, which I covered on this channel last week, so go check that out. I was told that Ryan North's Fantastic Four was outstanding. One of the best Fantastic Four runs in a while. Now, I was a little skeptical because Jonathan Hickman, as far as I'm concerned, that guy wrote the greatest modern Fantastic Four run. And I didn't know how Ryan North was going to compete with that. And to be honest, I was kind of iffy on Ryan North anyway. I read his what was that book called? The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. I read the first volume or two of that a few years ago, and I was I just thought it was meh. Wasn't really for me. Kind of cutesy, kind of quirky, but it just wasn't really for me. This run, guys, it's fantastic. No pun intended. This run is not as ambitious as what Hickman did. It is definitely not to the scale or the complexity of what Hickman did with Fantastic Four. It doesn't have any of the world building or just the meticulous plotting and attention to detail that Jonathan Hickman has. But what it does have is heart. So much freaking heart. I mean, it is insane how good this book was. This is probably the most fun I've had reading a comic all year. Definitely will be up there with one of my favorites that I've read this year. This is just so consistently good. There are no bad stories in this. Like, every single story that I have read from this run, there are some that are a bit slower than others, but the pacing, the storytelling, the characters, just the wacky stuff they get into, all of it is top notch. There's even some really great emotional moments in this run that really captures the heart of what the Fantastic Four are. They're a family. And yes, they still bicker, they still fight, they still do a bunch of wacky stuff, but they still love each other no matter what. And what's also really nice about this is that a lot of these issues are just standalones. You can read a lot of these issues and just go, and you can read them, you can enjoy them, and you can just move on. You don't have to read them. Now, I just kind of binge read them because I wanted to read as much as possible before I saw the new movie. And I'm glad I did. I'm really glad that I did because this run is absolutely fantastic. I'm hoping to finish it because I am recording this as of the end of July. I'm hoping to complete it very soon. But what I have read is great. Really, 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 really have enjoyed this run. Ryan North really gets the characters. He really gets what makes the Fantastic Four as great as they are, and it's just delightful. Like, can I just say that? Like, am I allowed to say that? This run is just delightful. I loved this run. it's just consistently good. It is a consistently well written and just consistently fun, funny, and very heartfelt love letter to the Fantastic Four, and I am in for it. Ryan North has really joined up there with one of the great Fantastic Four writers, up there with Jonathan Hickman. He is not quite up to Hickman. I still put Hickman's run above this one, just because I don't think anyone could really match the scale and the insanity and the meticulousness that Jonathan Hickman does. But in terms of heart, in terms of the very emotional moments that are in this run, I got to give it to Ryan North. He is just great. I really, really, really enjoyed his Fantastic Four run. I thought it's a really good run. So yeah, give him a shot. It's really good. The hype is definitely warranted, and I am glad, even though it was kind of last minute, I am glad that I read this run right before the movie. Prepped me for the movie, and, well, I'll get to that when I get to the movies. So, yeah. Last comic I read was another Tom King joint, and it was Helen of Windhorn by Tom King and Bill Key Evely. This book, I'm hoping to make a video about this with my friend Zachary Shea of Zachary Shea fame. I'll probably talk about it with Shea in a few weeks or so I'm not gonna say too much. But this book kind of encapsulates a lot of my problems I have with Tom King. It's solid, but generally I had some problems with it. The character development didn't feel quite as compelling as some of his best books. Tom King tries too hard to be clever. There are just some parts in this that just don't really make sense, and there's also just moments where he describes things through backstory and monologue where I'm just like, I would have rather frickin' just seen that. That's what comics are about, seeing it. But let me just say, though, Bill Key Evely, that woman, she has done Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, and she's done this book. She has just jumped up there quickly as one of my favorite concurrent artists working today. Her art style is absolutely sublime. I just need to say the artwork in Helen of Windhorn made this book worthy of reading, because Bill Key Evely is just, I said it with my Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow when I talked about it a few months back. I'm telling you, if Neil Gaiman if she had worked 30 years before she's working now, and Neil Gaiman would work with her while he was on The Sandman, I doubt he would have gone to anybody else. She captures that darkly whimsical, very beautiful, but also kind of scary, and it's also complemented by Matthias Lopez, I think is the guy's name. He's the artist of the series. Those two together, magic. Just magic. What can I say? It's just... I love the art in this. It's just the writing was kind of, not lackluster. There were some good parts, but generally, I was kind of frustrated with it. But the art... Oh, it's so good. Just give it a read. I do think the book is worth reading just for the art. So, there you go. That's all I got to say. As for movies I watched during the month, I really only watched two, and those are the two movies that I was really looking forward to this year. If you recall, I did my kind of Superman reads before the new movie came out. It finally came out. I know. I can't believe it either. But, so, yeah, and also Fantastic Four. I read a couple of Fantastic Four comics, including the one I just talked about a few minutes ago. So, let's stop wasting time and get to the actual gist of it, shall we? So, yeah, let's get into it. So, what did I think of Superman? Well...
Hook, line, and fucking sinker, that's what I'm talking about, Shadows! You know I love that shit!
I can't put it any other way. Yeah, it's just, I mean, what can I say? I was very pleased. I'll just say that. I was very pleased with it. In all seriousness, though, Superman is one of the best superhero films I've seen in a while. I mean, I was kind of jaded with the MCU. I'll talk a little more about that in the Fantastic Four section. Kind of jaded with this MCU, but kind of jaded with superhero movies in general. But in comes Superman, coming to save the day, and he has a gist of doing that. And I won't pretend this film is a masterpiece by any means. It's definitely in like Batman Begins category, where this movie just shows this is why Superman's actually awesome. You know, Zack Snyder, he did his thing with Superman. I won't go into that because I've complained about, Zack Snyder's version of the DC universe enough, so I'm not going to give it any more breath. But it felt like Superman. I was really glad to see that after all this time, the movie makers finally got the DC universe right. I would love nothing more. I would love nothing more than to see the DC universe be adapted faithfully. And James Gunn finally did it with this movie. He really captured the tone of Superman, really captured the tone of a lot of the characters in this movie. Characters like Lex Luthor. Nicholas Hoult was great. David Cornsweet was phenomenal as Superman and Clark Kent. I really love the guy they got as Jimmy Olsen. But Nicholas Hoult, man, he's fantastic. He is just the ultimate narcissistic, massive jerk who just frickin' hates Superman and just wants to humiliate this dude as much as possible. Like, he's not making any stupid-ass speeches about, oh, my daddy beat me, or he doesn't make any dumb speeches about God or upside-down angels. None of that shit. This dude just wants to frickin' destroy Superman, and he will do it no matter the cost. Like, literally, like, ripping up the whole world while spiting, just to spite Superman. That's worth the price of admission for Lex. And Nicholas Hoult just freaking nailed it. Like, I mean, I'm not saying it's Clancy Brown. I don't think anyone's going to beat Clancy Brown. Like, he is Lex Luthor to me. Like, Kevin Conroy is Batman to me. But Nicholas Hoult did a really, really good job just nailing that ruthless drive, but also the scheming intelligence as well. Really, really good performance. Also really liked Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane as well. Marvelous Miss Maisel. It's a really good show. It's very underrated, I think. She was great as Lois Lane. I thought she was really good. Everyone was great. Mr. Terrific was a standout. Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner was really good. Everyone in this movie was great. NoHo Hank, Anthony Corrigan plays Metamorpho. Brilliant. Just really, really good stuff. I do have some issues with the pacing. There's some stuff I think could have been added onto. I would have liked to see more of Superman and the Daily Planet and Lois, but this was the movie that we needed during the time. And Superman's general good guyness is very much needed in our cynical world at the moment. So, Superman, really good. I have very little complaints, and, I won't say too much more aside from that. Now, Fantastic Four, First Steps. What did I think of that? Because I was looking forward to it. Maybe even a little bit more than Superman, because I have a soft spot for the Fantastic Four, as I've said before. What did I think of it? Cue it up again.
Hook, line, and fucking sinker. That's what I'm talking about, Shadows. You know I love that shit.
Yep, Fantastic Four, really, First Steps is really good as well. I have some issues with the pacing. I should just say this, just to get this out of the way. The pacing in films have just gotten awful. Like there's barely a second act anymore. Like, it's just irritating. I do think that Superman is the stronger film. I think it's better paced than Fantastic Four First Steps, because there's just some parts of it that just feel kind of rushed through. But it's been 20 years, guys. 20. I even had a friend who said almost 30. Almost 30 years, guys. And Marvel finally got its act together. They finally figured out how to do the Fantastic Four justice. They frickin' did it. Everybody was great. Chemistry was on fire. Everyone just nailed it. I mean, I was skeptical of Pedro Pascal as Reed. I was kind of like, I never really envisioned him. I Ironically enough, I thought he was too cool to play Reed Richards, to be honest. I thought he kind of looked... I always imagined John Krasinski, which was kind of fun to see him in Multiverse of Madness, but I would have liked to see John Krasinski. I think he would have fit Reed better as that kind of awkward, bumbling scientist. But Pedro Pascal frickin' murdered it, man. Like, he really gave it his all, and he nailed it. And it felt like he had just been doing it forever. I can't pronounce the dude's name. I'll put it up here for those who can't do it. But the guy played the Thing. He's in The Bear. He plays Micro in The Punisher. He was incredible as the Thing. And I mean, the Thing looks incredible too. Looks straight out of the comics. They did it. They finally did it. They got it right. They got the tone right, and it took so long, and people have been waiting for years, and they were so nervous that they would screw it up again, but they finally did it. They got it right, and it's also a pretty solid adaptation of the Galactus arc from the original Stan Lee and Jack Kirby run of Fantastic Four, though there's probably some other ones it's referencing. I mean, I haven't read the John Byrne run. I heard he did some good work on Galactus, but anyway, I won't get into that. But they finally did it, guys. They finally freaking nailed the Fantastic Four. They finally got it. They didn't do anything stupid. There wasn't any freaking weird. There wasn't a weird mean-spiritedness to it. It wasn't as cheesy as the original movies. I mean, Michael Chiklis is great as the Thing. I'm not gonna take that away from him. But man, I'm proud of you guys over at Marvel. They finally did it. They finally got it right. And I love the aesthetic of the film too. I love the 60s vibe of it. Just a beautiful, beautiful film and a beautiful love letter to the Fantastic Four. Great CGI too. It's really, I love the atmosphere of Fantastic Four. And it really harkened back to a very simpler time where we could come together and we can do these things. And we can come together to do good. That's what superheroes are meant to do. They are meant to inspire us to create a better world. It's kind of like what it was like watching. I felt the way that I bet a lot of people felt when they saw the original Star Trek show, where they realized that this was a world we could make. And we could do it, and it was really just happy to see. Both of these films really did that, but Fantastic Four more than Superman, I thought. Just a beautiful, beautiful movie, and I had lost faith in the MCU for a while, but I do think they're coming back on a good course. I am not saying they're like gonna go in a masterpiece level yet. I like I said, I'm not saying this is like a masterpiece by any means. This is definitely like Batman Begins tier, kind of like with Superman, although I do like Superman a little more. But they did it. They finally did it, and I'm just over the moon. I am so glad that they finally got it. And Michael Giacchino, man, oh my God, Joseph Quinn was great too. I forgot to mention him. Sorry, Joseph Quinn was great as Johnny Storm. But Michael frickin' Giacchino, man, that dude... so good. Just so good. I really love that they finally did it right. So, yeah, I just had a blast watching it. Just watched it last Monday, 2 days ago. So, there you go. Great film. I enjoyed the crap out of it. It's the real deal, guys. Just go watch it. They finally did it, guys. They finally did it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You can like, subscribe to all that fun stuff. You can also find me on Twitter. You can also find me on Goodreads and Letterboxd, where I write reviews. They're probably more coherent than the one you just heard right now. You can also find me on Instagram. You can also find me on Blue Sky. I don't use Blue Sky very much, but I am starting to get the hang of it, so, you can find me on there. I am starting to use it a lot more as well, but, I won't get into that. But anyway, like, subscribe to all that fun stuff. As my buddy John Minton likes to say, it feels good when you do it, so I won't really say too much aside from that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you guys read and watched in, July. We're going into August. But let me know what you guys read and watched during the month of July. How was July 4th for you guys? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And, well, until next time. See you guys later. Bye-bye.